Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Star Trek Discovery Season 2, Episode 12. It's called Through the Valley of Shadows. So, full spoilers for the episode as always. And Connor forgot to move his phone away and is now doing it in the first few seconds of the show because it's
the worst
buzzed.
part is it was away. It's just that I've cleaned my desk in the last couple of days.
Oh, bloody hell.
So it seems to make more noise, even though it's the same vibrate setting that it's always on.
This is awful. This is terrible. Terrible start to this show.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. So this episode is kind of a little fragmented in that there's different things going on. All the characters kind of come back and converge again at the end, but we have different kind of missions going on. Pike goes down to this Klingon world because they're like, okay, there's a new signal's above this Klingon world. Turns out this is where Tyler sent his child, him and Laurel's child gets sent here.
Yeah, it was that monk temple place.
Yes, and they're guarding time crystals, and they can't know that Ash Tyler's alive because they were hiding all that, and they also can't know that their son's alive. So it's like, no, we'll send down Pike. Pike volunteers. I did appreciate that when they started speaking Klingon to each other, Pike just looked like,
what the hell's this?
We have to shut these two up right now.
Yeah.
This is too much. So
I like 90% of this episode, like a lot.
Yes.
Then you have a couple of scenes with Ash that I really dislike.
Well, one of the scenes with Ash is him and Laurel just talking about the fact that they're seeing each other again, and I'm like, I don't care about this at all. Stop it.
Cut it. That and the scene with him and Michael. Cut it.
Yeah, cut that. So Pike goes down, and it's like, the trials of the time crystals, they only let you take one if you prove yourself, and yada yada yada. It's really hard. It turns out this is actually Tyler's kid growing up because time moves differently here. And I thought, wait, is Pike going to age like 10 years? Well,
yeah, I thought I wonder if we were going to play with that as well. Like, they thought, it took him longer than it had, or maybe it actually didn't take much time at all.
Yeah, I don't know, but seemingly not. But he so he's taken to the crystals. There's a lot of journeying,
mystical mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, there's a lot of journeying to the crystal, but ultimately not really much happens until he gets to the crystal. He says you have to touch it.
Yeah, and the stuff that in the journey is perfectly entertaining. It's just kind of superfluous.
Yeah, so he goes to touch it, and he gets a vision of his future, and we see glimpses of what causes the accident, which leads to his calling it a wheelchair is a little bit lukewarm because
it's doing it an injustice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really just a tank with his head sticking out.
It's do you know what it is? It's the head Dalek guy. That's what it looks like.
Sure, I don't recall this, but yes, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, did I see this in the previous 10 seasons?
Been around.
Of Doctor Who. Okay, sure.
Yeah, he's been around. It's kind of like the bottom half of a Dalek, and then he's got his body sticking out, like from torso upwards, sticking out.
Okay. So he touches it. We see these glimpses of the future. We were speculating that we might see this by the end of the season. Although in this vision he has of the future, he's wearing a completely different uniform, which definitely implies this actually takes place in a little while.
It does. And I did have someone speak to me after the last episode where I said, "Oh, I think we're seeing it." They told me that apparently, according to canon, he still has another 5-year mission to go on before that happens.
So he's got at least a good 5 years of being Captain Pike before he's chair-bound. So yeah, so he sees this future. He knows his future screwed, and that Tyler's son, I can't remember his name, is like Tavukna or something.
Because he doesn't have a name. That's the point. He has no name.
No, he does have a name now.
Oh, he does at the end.
No, he does the whole time. As soon as Pike walks into the building, he's already says what his name is.
Yeah, but the whole thing between Laurel and Vulcan is that he doesn't have a name, and they're like, "Oh, that would be a good name by the end."
But talking about, he already has a name because they hear the name because he has the name already.
Yeah, I know, but it's time shit, right?
No, you just try to justify that we can't remember it. He has a name.
There's a whole thing in this where they didn't name him.
I know, but the adult version has a name the entire episode. As soon as we meet him, he has a name.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
There's no point, because we find out his name before we find out he's their son.
Yes, right, I'm with you.
Why are you so confused about this?
Because he even makes a whole point about it as well later on. I'm just so his name doesn't matter.
Oh my god. You're arguing about something that you're just wrong about. It's maddening. Um anyway, so he's like, if you take the crystal, you're basically solidifying this timeline. Right now this is a possible future, but if you actually take this, it will be the guaranteed future, which I'm not entirely sure why that is, but
interesting on a meta level in the idea that it's kind of going, well, up till now we've been telling you this is, the prime universe, but I mean it didn't have to be, but we're committing to it now.
yeah. Um Yeah, I guess it's just it's a statement more than anything else that yes,
Yeah.
this is definitely this universe, and we're not messing around with it. Even though I almost think it'd be beneficial just to be like, screw it, we are on a parallel
Yeah.
timeline now. We're not doing
Too
the same
late now.
thing.
But I mean, Pike's response about
No,
he's like,
it's not too late. It can change at any time. Just because
they
this is
could,
solidified
but
doesn't mean
they
it can't
won't.
change it at any point.
No, okay, too late in the sense that I think on a business perspective they have committed to this now.
Sure, but in story they could happily change it
I mean, they
at
could.
any point.
They could. I just don't think they will.
So yeah, so that's basically it.
No, I really love Pike's response, where he's like, "Do you know what? No, I'm a Starfleet captain, and even if that's what's
I
going to
like that
happen,
too.
I'm going to
but
do my duty."
Somehow you've annoyed me so much talking about this plotline that I hate it now. I don't know why. This is all on you though.
Madness.
This is all on you. I don't know what. I actually thought this episode was only okay. That's maybe one of the weakest ones we've had.
Do you think?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, between having some of the Klingon stuff, I thought the plots were a little bit fragmented, and I wasn't necessarily like super into. Like I thought because Michael's plot was Spock's like, okay, wait, there's this Section 31 ship that's not responded. I want to go and check it, and everyone's telling her no, but we know the Discovery's because it's got the data, it can't go near Control because that's putting it at risk. But she's like, no, I'll take a shuttle. Let me go check this. And Saru's like, well, I'm acting captain, so yes, you will go. You go do it.
Yeah.
And Spock's going with. Saru's says, ordered Spock to go along. And Michael's annoyance at that was great. She was frustrated that she was being babysat essentially.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But they go to where the ship is, and they find this character who we apparently saw in the pilot.
I'll take the word for it.
We get a quick flashback to him being on the bridge of the Shenzhou, and I'm like, okay, sure.
If they say so.
He was basically an extra. Like, it means nothing that he's he's someone we already saw.
Honestly, for most of season 1, we couldn't tell you any of the bridge crew of Discovery, let alone the Shenzhou.
Yeah, it's weird, but they go on the ship, and immediately I was questioning, like, this seems fishy that he's like floating out there and survived. Why is he alive and no one else is? Control took over this Section 31 ship and killed everyone. Why is he still alive? And sure enough, it turns out that he's much like Leland. He's been invaded by nanites, and he's under control.
Yes,
control of control, and he's trying to kill Michael, and all that.
Not immediately.
Oh, sure.
There's this kind of like whole ruse going along.
Sure. I should be specifying more though. It's not just that he's trying to kill Michael. He is trying to inject Michael with nanites because Control believes Michael will be a way to get to the data. Like if they get control of Michael, Michael can do some shady shit on Discovery.
I mean, it's probably not wrong.
No, I mean it's probably right. Spock theorizes that she's the common denominator in everything that's going on, and it seems like you're the one variable that Control seems to be scared of because it's the one thing that it seems to want to take out, at least at this juncture. So he's probably right. He's probably right on that. I think for me though, this plot felt a little bit rushed. Like I liked everything. I liked the idea of Control just killing everyone on a ship. Like that seemed super dark to me, and I was kind of into exploring that. But I felt like it was almost glossed over because it was just we've got so much plot in this episode. We have to just kind of get to the point. But
I get that. I liked all the stuff that when she starts to realize that this is Control, and she's alone with him, and she starts edging for the gun. And he's like, if you touch that, I'll be over there in like 0.8 seconds, and just kill you. I'm like, okay. And then the modulated voice comes in. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this.
I think that's my extent of my problems with this episode is that there's a lot of things in it I like. I feel like they're all kind of shortchanged though, because I like the idea of Pike having to make the choice to solidify this future timeline, even though it seems like he's picking his own bad ending. But he's willing to do that. Like that is a fantastic idea, and like you, I love that moment where he makes that little speech. It's great. But I mean, the whole plot just doesn't feel like it gets enough time to build up to it. Like, I wish we saw him struggle with it maybe a little bit, or we saw, because he does it like he's basically in pain for like 30 seconds when he makes that little speech, and I'm like,
Yeah.
As much as I like that he got there quite quickly, I would also like for him to be in a lot more turmoil before he actually stands up and defiantly says, "No, I'm a goddamn Starfleet captain. These are the things I believe in." And same with this plot with Michael and Spock is like, I really wish we explored the idea that Control just murdered the whole ship and they couldn't do anything about it. That's super dark. Let us, explore and find out what it did and what's it up to and yada yada yada. And then the fact that it was all there to lure Michael out, like there was never anything shady about the ship itself. It was just, no, this is a trap for Michael. It was like the most obvious place it was going the whole time.
In terms of the actual, the plots that are happening outside of Ash, because we've spoken about that. My biggest complaint is that it's very convenient that they went, that Michael will be the one to come and sort and investigate this.
Because she's passionate, she's determined for revenge because of her mother or something. I don't know.
That's the one thing I wasn't, big on, because I like this episode more than the last couple for sure. Which is funny given that you thought it was one of the weakest in a while.
I think the last one was probably better. Like I say, there's a lot of great ideas in this one. I feel like it just shortchanges them just a touch here or there. It's funny though, because this is episode 12 of 14. We've got 2 episodes left. We've only got 2 left, and things are definitely ramped up. We're definitely in a place where I was definitely missing some other characters though. There was like no Tilly, I don't think, this entire episode.
No, there's like a couple of scenes on the bridge with like Detmer and that there.
There's a scene in the cafeteria where they're all kind of having fun and playing games. And it basically is just this little subplot, and it's funny because you were complaining about the new engineer not being around.
Yes.
For like a lot of episodes.
And then she just shows up.
Well, you say just shows up. She's just on the ship like everyone else.
Well, no, I mean just shows up in the sense that she comes in like she's been working with Stamets the whole time, and she's getting infuriated that this is going on. I'm like, this would have been great to see any of in the last 8 episodes.
See what of exactly?
Yeah, her working alongside Stamets, being in there a bit more, seeing a little bit of their relationship. Like when Hugh says something, she says, "Oh yeah, I see why you two got along," or whatever it was. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not seeing. I haven't got any grasp of her relationship with Stamets outside of that one episode they had quite a while ago now. So it would have been nice for this to have some extra weight to it.
Yeah, that's fair. Although to play devil's advocate, what she's describing is exactly what we saw with them in that episode. It's not like
it is.
It's not like it's like making something up. It is what we saw last time they were together. It's just been a while since we saw it.
It was. But there's the way she's done. The implication is that she works alongside him in the same lab all the time, and the stuff that's going on between Stamets and Hugh is affecting her work. She's getting annoyed by the situation, and it feels weird to me that we've not seen any of them working alongside each other in a prolonged capacity to have any idea that this would have any impact. Like, I didn't even realize she was still in that lab. I didn't think that this would impact her in any way.
Yeah, this episode tells us it does.
Exactly. It just tells us it does. That's a pacing problem with the season. I think you could have sprinkled her in a couple more times, and I'd have believed it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this plot ultimately amounts to her giving Culber some advice to like, hey, don't screw up your marriage just because you're feeling a bit iffy right now. Like, you've got a second chance. Like, use it, make it work. Because my wife's dead, and then she just sort of happily
saunters off
out the room. She wants medical attention. I did laugh though actually when he jabs her with something. He said, "Oh, what was that?" He's like, "Medical attention," because she walked in the room demanding medical attention.
Yeah.
Or medical assistance. I can't remember medical assistance, but whatever the phrase was, he repeated it. It was funny. It wasn't a bad episode. Like I say, there's a lot of great ideas in here. I felt like it was just like I almost wish there was a whole episode devoted to the Pike plot. sure, give it a subplot, but give it like a good meat at the time, and then have another episode really devoted to the Michael Spock plot on the ship and the mystery and discovery of what happened here and how evil it kind of was. Like, I feel like both of those could have been really explored, and as it is, they're both kind of, and then then of course we have the obvious crutch of Ash and Laurel talking about their son and all that crap.
Medium incarnate.
Well, what can I say? I'm just not interested in all that.
No.
Never have been. And Joe is weird. See, when Pike first got up into the temple or the monastery, or whatever we're calling it, I was getting some like weird Batman Begins vibes. It reminded me of Bruce coming into the League of Shadows headquarters.
I can see it with the snow.
It was when he came in the door and like there was just like Klingons like up in the balconies looking down at him. It reminded me of like the League of Shadows looking at him, looking at Bruce as he came in.
It never crossed my mind, but I can definitely see the leap.
I was getting a little bit of that as I was watching this scene. But yeah, definitely perhaps one of the more effects heavy episodes recently. The planet Pike is on. There's literally them walking across a bridge that looks like it's inside of a volcano.
It's pretty good though.
At one point. It's not bad. That scene suffered just a touch from feeling a bit green screeny, if I want to call it that.
Sure. Yeah. It's one of the weakest effects on the show, but as a bar, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, for TV standards, this is still really good. But it's usually exceptional for TV standards, and
that's true. Yeah.
And that effect was fine. It just it felt a bit green screen. I felt like I was watching
just a little bit of a disconnect.
I felt like I was watching like a Lord of the Rings movie or something like that for a second.
There was so little green screen in Lord of the Rings.
I'm sure I'm thinking, okay, Hobbit then, whatever.
I'll give you a Hobbit. Right, I'll give you a Hobbit.
I'm definitely thinking, I'm thinking one of the Hobbit movies when they're inside the mountain with all the trolls or whatever, I don't know. And it's just nothing but green screen behind them.
Okay.
One of those things. Alright, Star Wars prequels, there you go.
I'll give you that one. I
was like, 70% of all those movies is just green screen.
Yeah, I'm not arguing on that.
In fact, 70's probably been generous, to be honest.
It probably is, yeah.
Yes.
I think you're looking at least 85.
Yeah, I kind of like Saru taking the initiative as captain and be like, no, I'm acting captain, I can give you permission. And Maker's like, I thought I was going to have to be more convincing.
Wrangle my way out of this one.
Yeah. So, no, you're right. We should check this out. You have to be in the offensive, but don't let your judgment get impaired. Oh, by the way, Spock's babysitting you.
Yeah,
that's happening.
Yeah. We should talk about the ending.
Yes, go on.
There's a bunch. I think it was like 30 odd Section 31 ships.
31, hopefully.
It might have been 31. That would be nice, wouldn't it? If they'd got Control has some sense of style.
I think they said it was about 30, almost their entire fleet, and I'm like, if their whole fleet is not 30, if they're close to 31 but aren't 31, I'm going to be annoyed.
Maybe they had 31 and one got destroyed.
If they have like 33 ships, I'm like, what are you doing?
Decommission a couple of those.
If they've got 50, fine. If they've got 20, fine. But if they're just outside of 31, I'm going to be annoyed if it's not 31.
I'm kind of with you.
But yeah. So ships all show up.
So they're coming in and they're coming for all the information. And they're like, well, we can't really run because they'll just follow us. I don't know why they don't jump with the spore drive and get to stupidly far away and buy themselves some time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I guess it's just that Control can keep finding them, I guess.
Sure, but Michael immediately jumps to, right, there's only one solution. Gonna have to destroy the ship.
Well, this kind of goes back to her plan to lure her mother, or, well, she didn't know it was her mother at the time, but to lure the Red Angel was, you have to kill me. And one of my complaints with that is, okay, I understand the logic of this plan. I don't buy we've actually escalated to the point where this is the next logical step. Same here. It feels like we're not trying some other things that seem like they might be useful.
This one bothers me more because there is such an obvious way. To just jump and keep jumping and buy time until you think of something.
Or is the map still down?
Maybe.
Remember, like Stamets had to like kind of just do it from memory. The last one.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's risky to jump if it's still that case. Like you can't.
Maybe. I don't know.
you can't reliably jump to a specified point. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but
Could be
it felt extreme to jump to, because I think I have more of a problem with this than I did with the Michael one, because at least that was just her. This is right, whole ship. Come on, let's just get this over with.
Yes, and no one really argues. They all just look stunned for a second. Then Pike's like, "We have to evacuate the ship."
A fantastic sequence of reaction shots, and there's one guy who does the most fantastic shocked face.
Yeah, but Pike's like, "Oh, we have to evacuate the ship." I mean, that's literally the final moment of the episode.
Yeah. He's like, right, contact the Enterprise, get them to meet us en route. We'll beam over.
Yeah, so we'll see what we're doing here. I mean, that wouldn't shock me if we destroy the Discovery before the end of the season, because it's not like destroying the main ship's not been done in Star Trek a bunch of times, because it can be. So that wouldn't shock me, but given that it's the end of the third last episode, maybe not. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, because obviously, so next episode they'll meet up with the Enterprise. We'll get on with it, and then. Yeah, do they destroy it in the second last episode? It seems like a weird place to destroy it, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it feels like the main thing now is they've got a time crystal. Stamets is going to figure out how to
power it.
Power that and beam the data into the future so Control can't get a hold of it. Here's the thing. I still wish they wouldn't call them time crystals, by the way, just because, especially now that they've got these properties where you can see like a possible future, but if you take it, you're solidifying that future. I feel like just call it something more, I don't know,
mumbo jumbo-y.
But here's my thing. So we keep Control's whole thing is that it wants to become fully sentient, right? Is it just me, or does it feel like it's been sentient for a while now?
It does feel pretty sentient.
I'm like, it got like 54% of the data last episode, and even before that, it felt like it was already doing what it wanted. That wasn't like, I need to achieve true sentience, because I think in this one, when he's in control of the guy in the ship that's attacking Michael, I think at one point he says something like, "I'll be the most self-aware being in the universe," and I'm like, what do you mean most? How can you be more self-aware?
Self-awareness works.
Yeah.
You are or you aren't.
Yeah, or maybe it was the most sentient, but same difference. Like, I'm like, what do you mean? How can you? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
at this point, realizing we only have 2 episodes left, I think the pacing has been a bit weird. In regards to Control, specifically as a villain, I feel like it kind of just threw it out there in the last few episodes, and then now I'm supposed to be like, okay, this is a proper threat, but I don't really feel like it is.
I mean, it was probably close to halfway through the season, actually. Just after the halfway point.
Fair enough. It just doesn't feel like it's much of a threat.
Because it's been, what, 3 episodes, 4 episodes?
Yeah, it probably is half
since we really knew about that. So, I mean, I think, it's just after the halfway point, maybe we get properly introduced to Control. It's kind of a weird pacing thing in terms of where they've introduced it in the season. Especially since, like, I love the idea of this. It's just that, we spent the first... Because, I mean, again, we should mention we're back to the signals. Well, they're not the Red Angel, they're not Michael's mother. Or at least I don't think it is. I mean, it still could be her from further in the future.
Some timey-wimey stuff.
But at least right now they're saying, okay, is this something else? And we know we've got 3 left, I think they said. So...
Yeah, I think there was 3 left.
So we'll see. And like, that's another time traveling entity. But no one... It does bug me that no one thought to think, well, if time travel's involved, it could theoretically be Michael's mother. It's just that she hadn't even started doing them yet.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be them. With this time crystal, they're going to leave the trail for themselves.
Yeah, that seems the most likely. If not them as a whole, then like just one of them, like either Stamets or Michael, makes a choice to.
Yeah. One of our crew will be doing it and making that call.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
Oh well. That is the new Star Trek Discovery, so let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the show and the channel and everything we do here, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv, and you can support it over there for as little as $1 per month. You get some bonuses, exclusive, some early stuff, but otherwise that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching Star Trek, and to everyone but Connor, live long and prosper.